Hi, we're Group 7 from BSCS2B, and in this video, we will talking about iterative improvement, a simple but powerful strategy used to find the best solution by improving step by step, and we will walk you through a real-life scenario, show you how we solve it using code, and explain why these methods work so well.
Alright, let's imagine you're in charge of a bus transport network from Naga to Iriga. There are four routes, each with a different passenger limit. So, Naga to Pili is 40 passengers, Pili to Baao is 30 passengers, Baao to Nabwa is 20 passengers, and Nabwa to Iriga is 25 passengers. So, even if the first parts can carry more, we get stuck at Baao to Nabwa, which only allows 20 passengers. That's what we call the bottleneck, the part of the route that limits the total flow. So the question is, how many passengers can actually reach Iriga given these limits?
Now let's break down how the code actually works. First, the code imports a few Python libraries like Matplotlib and NetworkX. So these are just for drawing the graph later so we can see the routes and passenger flow visually. Then it uses DQ and default DIC to help us handle the network in a clean and efficient way. So there's a function called BFS that stands for Breadth First Search. So this part is like saying we can find any available path from Naga to Iriga where there's still space for more passengers. It checks each connected route one level at a time, and it keeps track of where it came from. So if it's reached Iriga, it remember how it got there. Next is this is the main part, the Edmond Karp function. So it based on known algorithm to solve maximum flow problems. So here what it does. It copies the original capacity into a residual graph. Think of it as a live map of the map still available. Then it keeps looking for the path using BFS. It is find a path, it checks the smallest capacity in the path. So that's our bottleneck. It send as many passenger as the bottleneck allows, then update the network to reflect that those seats are now used. So it repeats then until no more paths are found. So in the end, it tells us the maximum number of the passengers that can make it from Naga to Iriga. And in this case, it's 20. So the last function was draw flow networks. It's just for visualizing the result. It shows us the network like map with an arrow labeled flow and capacity. For example, it may show something like 20 over 40 between Naga and Pili. So meaning 20 out of 40 seats were used. So it helped us understand how the flow was distributed through the network. And lastly, at the bottom of the code, we find the bus routes and their limits. Then set Naga as the start and Iriga as the end. So finally, it calls the function print the result and show the graph. So in this code, we answer the question, given these route capacities, how many passenger can we really send? And the answer is 20 because of the smallest capacity in the path.
So, what's the final result? The maximum number of passengers that can go from Naga to Iriga is 20 because of the one route that limits the flow. This proves that iterative improvement really works. It helps us find the best possible answer by checking paths one step at a time. It's reliable and perfect for problem solving involving networks, capacities, and flows.